Sportscast Sports Talk 101 on digital radio, on the app, on your smart speaker, on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch.tv, and Facebook. Sportscast Sports Talk 101.
Discuss, debate, entertain, and loud.
Sportscast Sports Talk 101.
Woo!
Yo, whoa, man! Don't break your other arm, Jesus.
I slid. I don't even have the brace on this or the sleeve on that one. I'm coming sliding. Yeah, that's pretty good just to slide right in and be like, "Hey, what's going on, everybody? We're back. Another episode. I would say weekly, but the schedules are kind of all over the place right now with people moving and
he's moving. He's rehabbing.
We got life. There's
we got life.
crazy
man,
shit going on in the world again.
Exactly. I know.
Between stuff going on in California, stuff going on in Tennessee, Kentucky.
Bruh, look, man. I got to get bulletproof windows for my SUV when I'm rolling down the freeway, man. And it's just crazy. But thank God we got sports.
Yes, no NFL talk tonight because let's be real, there ain't nothing really going on. There's mock drafts, but I do want every channel is doing mock drafts. I don't really get into the mock draft.
I did my mock draft. I've already emailed it to Santiago.
All right, well, at least somebody's doing something.
I took some bits and pieces, looked at other pieces and stuff, but you know how that is, man. They change.
I don't do it. Plus, I've been in and out of Minnesota and driving back and forth between Minnesota and Virginia the last month and a half, so I really don't have time.
We know a quarterback is going number one. We know that.
Yes,
a quarterback.
We know that.
Carolina Panthers on the clock.
I would love to say a defensive end would go number one, but some dreams will never come true.
There's going to be some defense.
I
want to see.
Oh, go ahead.
Shout out to my Golden State Warriors. They made the 6th seed. They're going up against the Sacramento Kings. Let's go, Lord. Warriors! Saturday,
Woo.
Warriors.
Playoff time, isn't it?
Yeah, hockey. How's your hockey team doing, man? How's Ovechkin doing?
Ovechkin's going to go down as one of the greats. Otherwise, the Caps do what the Caps do best, and that's what Washington teams do best. We start off strong, and we either fail or we don't make it at all. And we lost the most today 5-2 to the Bruins, so we're 35, 37, and 9. So we are not that good at all. But the Bruins are 64, 12, and 5, and I believe the Bruins. Yeah, actually, the Bruins. And I'm as much as I don't want to say that I'm okay with losing, but they are a tough team. They just set the NHL record for most points in the season.
Yeah.
I think they're actually going to break. They're going to probably. I think there's another game left that they may break. So their own record. So yeah, losing to them, it was probably going to happen.
Well, my Sharks are eliminated. So.
But we got we have XFL coming their first year of the playoffs. That's huge.
Let me tell you, man, I'm so glad you said, Ray, get back to watching some XFL. Since you told me, I've been catching games. My team is the DC Defenders.
Of all teams.
God, let me tell you, I love watching Defenders, man. They air the ball, they run, they're good. They only lost one game, but I love Jackson. I love the quarterback. They're great.
You know what I like watching? I was watching one of them, and it just to see Wade Phillips on the sideline was awesome because I miss him in the NFL. He wasn't the greatest with Dallas as a head coach, but he was a great defensive coordinator, hands down one of the best. He was a defensive genius.
He's got champion rings. He's got championship rings.
So it's really cool to see him getting out there and doing his thing. But the XFL, I think it was a success. This was a very successful season. First year, this is so it returned. It was a 10-week regular season, 2 weeks of playoffs, and it all started February 18th when the whole season started. And it's crazy that the semifinals will be held April 29th and 30th, and the championship game May 13th. I'm kind of sad that it's all over now. I want more. What
Uh,
more, darn it?
yeah, it's I mean the rules. I mean when people look at it like, whoa, what are they doing with the rules and everything? But I think they've kind of innovated and advanced. I mean, they did that with the earlier XFL,
Yeah.
with those how we look at the game and with the cameras on the wires. It was the XFL guys that started that
Yep.
with the whole cameras and stuff like that and
Oh yeah.
some of the
Well,
rules.
and they both all of these upstart leagues, even the ones that failed the last couple of years, even those they've all had different takes on the rules, variations and tweaks and things
Right,
to set themselves
right.
apart from the NFL, which is what you're supposed to do. And the
Exactly.
best part is, I like what with the XFL. To me, I think the best part is the fourth down, the onside kick options, the fourth
Mhm.
down options, the extra point options that you have.
Oh my
Like
god,
some of
yes.
these things that you saw, like we saw as kids in video games, like in
Right,
Madden and these
right.
other video games, football games. You're seeing
NFL
them brought
Streets.
into real life, and it's so cool to see that because the NFL ain't never going to do that.
Mhm.
They're too busy. The NFL, unfortunately, is more focused on safety and stripping the game from what it
Yeah.
is. And you've got
Mhm.
leagues like the XFL, the USFL
What
that are
I
pushing innovation.
what I love the most though, it gives these young guys an opportunity to play football. Because if you
Oh
don't
yeah,
make it in the NFL, if you don't make it in the CFL or whatever, you got the XFL, you got some other leagues, you have options to
but
try
these
and,
are and
and
these
go.
are a lot of them. Yeah, there are NFL players there or guys that have played in the NFL before.
Right?
But a
Yeah.
lot of these guys in the XFL were college kids. They were out of
Yes.
college, and I'm like, why did they? Like, you're watching some of these guys, and you're like,
Mhm.
why didn't they get picked in the NFL? Like, I'm not understanding because I've seen some of the players, like especially the receivers, they've got skill that some of these NFL receivers don't.
Yeah. Well, some of them got a chip on their shoulder. Some of them slipped through the cracks.
Yeah.
How you look at my quarterback with the Niners. I mean, how in the world was he picked last? But
Yeah, I
he was, and
yeah.
it just
Well, and it was really cool that like the XFL had that was on ESPN, so it was always it was
yeah,
broadcast, so you weren't not able to watch the game. You had ABC, ESPN, and ESPN
hmm
two, so you had
yeah,
major networks.
yeah.
And the playoffs will be at 7 o'clock on April 29th, and then at 3 o'clock Sunday, April 30th. The
I like
first
them
four playoff
hits, man.
games.
You can hear them hits. Oh
Yes,
my god! Like,
brutal. Like I'm watching them, and I can hear the hit, I can feel it, and I'm like,
yeah,
oh, it's like watching like football from the '90s. It just brings
exactly.
back that memories of what I remember playing football and watching the NFL with watching the '70s and the '80s and the '90s, like the Hogs and all of the Steel Curtain and things like that. Like it brings back those memories of that's how you're letting a defense do its job, and you're not
Exactly.
like flag, throwing flags left and right and penalizing on every little thing.
Exactly, bro.
We
And
also got the USFL coming up this weekend. Is
I'm
it?
I'm
Yes,
rooting
right.
for
This weekend, right?
Birmingham. I'm going, yeah, the 23rd. I think it's the 23rd. I
Let
think
me
they're back.
see. I had it pulled up here. Is this April 15th, Saturday?
Oh my god, that's even closer. Holy crap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's this Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah, so
So
Fox, we got the Philadelphia Stars against the Memphis Showboats.
in Memphis, let's we got to let people know. So they actually, I think that you get home field teams now. I mean, mostly it's just Memphis and Birmingham, but still, it's not all in one city. I would
Right.
like to have seen them go multiple places, but from what I'm looking at, it looks like the where the games will be played, the cities will be Memphis, Birmingham,
Ohio, Canton,
Canton, Ohio.
Ohio.
I'm okay with that, even though my
Yeah,
wife won't let me go there to the Hall of
Memphis,
Fame.
Tennessee, Detroit,
Detroit, so you're
Michigan.
going to get some games in Detroit
Yeah.
as well. So they've got a few different places. So it looks like instead of each team having their own location, you're just going to get to go to different cities, which I'm okay with that. I didn't want it all in one place because that was just
You know what? I do agree. I do agree. And it gives fans from across other states to get a look at the
this goes all the way
USFL
to
and
June
stuff.
18th. So the
Yes.
USFL starts April 15th. The
Yep.
final week 10 will be the last game will be 7 p.m. Sunday, June 18th. The playoffs start June 24th and June 25th on NBC. Well, NBC
You
and
got
Fox.
NBC, you got Fox. You also have let's see what else.
Peacock.
USA.
So
You got USA. You got Peacock.
nice. USA getting in on the action.
Yeah, Fox One.
So
Yeah,
the
this is great.
championship game for the USFL will be July 1st. That's crazy because literally we're going to finish up the XFL to start the USFL, and when the USFL ends, we'll have the NFL starting up basically. So as a kid, this is what I wanted. I always wanted football
This
all year.
football, exactly.
And this is what you're
This is great.
getting. You're
This is
literally
good.
getting, because if you think about it, when the NFL ends, it ends in February. You'll get that little bit of a break, and then the XFL starts up, then the USFL
Right.
starts up, and then
Right.
it's. But next year in 2024, we'll also have the AFL. The Arena
Yes.
Football League will be
Arena
back. So
Football League.
it literally will be year-round football. It will be a football player's dream come true as a fan.
Yep. And dude, I love arena football.
Oh my god, I
I've
was
seen
such
it
a fan of
live.
the
I seen it live, and I
Iowa Barn.
almost got the ball, man. But some old lady jumped in front of me and took it.
Oh, I should have. Nah, you should have not. No, I mean, I just remember. I remember watching arena football. I remember playing the video game back in the day. I remember Kurt Warner. That was like the biggest. You wanted the face of the franchise.
Right.
That was Kurt Warner. I mean, literally, you couldn't have asked for a better guy.
I remember the Colorado used to go up again. I mean, dude, Dallas had an awesome team.
Iowa had a great. The Barnstormers
Iowa Barnstormers.
Yeah,
they were San Jose SaberCats, the New York Dragons, Philadelphia. Oh my God, I remember Philadelphia.
So yeah, we got USFL. I'm gonna look see what we got here. Any other? So we had the 22 season recap. So the New Jersey Generals were 9-1 in the North, and the Birmingham Stallions were 9-1, which we knew that was going to be they were the top teams last year, and the Stallions won at 33-30. Let's see. For the team names for 2023, 7 of the participants in the first season will return, while one team, the Tampa Bay Bandits, has rebranded to become the Memphis Showboats. So that'll be interesting. So you'll still have the Stallions. You got the Houston Gamblers. The rebranded Tampa Bay Bandits will now be the Memphis Showboats. You got Michigan Panthers, the New Jersey Generals, New Orleans Breakers, the Philadelphia Stars, and the Pittsburgh Maulers. And I like the Maulers name. You think Pittsburgh, that's what you think, because I just envision, the Steelers with the steel curtain, and just it fits for them.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I like the logo.
The US, they didn't have to complete a startup draft because the league already played. So that was actually really cool. It's a little bit different this year than it was last year because you didn't have the draft. Right. So now it's just basically returning players, and you got some veteran additions that join the league as free agents, which is it's so wild to say free agents for something that's not the NFL.
You're a free agent. You're a free agent. Teams are going to want you.
Yeah, the USFL teams will have 50 roster spots, but only 40 players will dress on game day. That means 400 players will ultimately begin the season as part of the league, though many others will cycle through as injury replacements. That makes sense. As for coaches, there are 4 new faces leading USFL franchises. So we've got Skip Holtz is returning to coach the Stallions for a second season. Houston Gamblers will have Curtis Johnson. He's taking over for the Gamblers after Kevin Sumlin resigned. They went 3-7, so that obviously seems to be why. But Johnson has held, high-end jobs with Miami out of Florida from 96 to 05. He was with the Saints, so he's got some NFL experience. He served as Tulane's coach for 3 years, and then he returned as a position coach in the NFL. The Memphis Showboats will have Todd Haley. The Showboats are technically a new team, but they just shifted. So, Haley gets to return to the USFL. Michigan Panthers have Mike Nolan. Jeff Fisher was one of the faces of the reboot, but he's not returning after resigning in the offseason. So the Panthers have a veteran NFL coach in Mike Nolan. I know that name.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Come on.
I know he was with the Niners.
Yeah.
Head coach of the Niners. I mean, he
Yeah.
didn't do very well then.
He's got a, they were 2-8 last year, the Panthers.
Yeah. Well, and he went 18-37 with the Niners. He was also defensive coordinator for 8 teams. So he's got a defensive mind, so that'll be good. The New Jersey Generals have Mike Riley. Riley was the USFL's Coach of the Year. New Orleans has John DeFilippo. He's replacing Larry Fedora as the head coach of the Breakers, and because he resigned. Let's see. The Philadelphia Stars have Bart Andrus. Bart Andrus is back and ready to coach them to victory this season. The Maulers have Ray Horton. He's taking over for the Maulers, who finished with a league worst 1-9 record last year.
1-9 record. Oof, good Lord.
That is, yeah. So the USFL will once again be playing a 10-game schedule. Regular season lasts exactly 10 weeks. No byes. No bye weeks. Will begin April 15th and June 18th. There'll be 3 playoff games, 2 divisional contests, and 1 championship game that will take place in late June and early July. Games will be played at 4 sites: Birmingham, Detroit, Memphis, Canton, and Canton, Ohio. And they have announced the dates and TV channels for all of its contests. So it'll be basically, like we said earlier, Fox, NBC, Fox Sports 1, and USA.
Peacock.
And it'll be available on Peacock. So that's kind of cool. And they've already got the schedule out, which is really cool. And I like that it actually, what's really cool with this is it shows like Fox, but it shows the streaming service that it'll be on. Like, so for those that use Fubo TV or Peacock, you've got access to that. So it is kind of neat that you're able to see what services you can use, because there aren't a lot that do that. But I like that all of the major networks get some sort of football action. And it's what I like about it is every one of them, it's different, because you've got the announcers that are different. You've got the on the field people that are different. So we'll get to see a different take with the USFL than we did with the XFL, and the same with and obviously we all know the NFL.
Make sure you get the Peacock app, all these apps on your tablets, on your phone. So if you got to go to the bathroom, you will not miss any.
Just take it with you. That's the benefit of streaming services, man. And so for us, I swear to God, I think they were invented for guys with the NFL in mind, or football in mind, and guys, because a portable device, you never leave home, or even if you are, just carry that thing with you and go to the bathroom, and then disappear for until your wife hears you yelling in the bathroom and trying to figure out what's going on.
Do you know what? We used to, back in the day when we had beepers, we would like text message.
God, I remember that.
Like we would text message, man, because we didn't have the fancy phones like oh my God, I'm dating myself. But now with technology, I mean, good Lord, got your phone, you're okay, you're set.
All right, so let's see. Oh, well, this should be interesting. I got some other news we can pull up here real quick. Since we're talking just the random NFL or football stuff, looks like Duluth is to get an in-your-face arena football team in 2024. The yet unnamed team is one of 4 that will make up the Arena League, a new organization run by Heisman Trophy winner Tim Brown.
Mm-hmm. Which I met. Used to do some jewelry.
So this is let's see. Another wide receiver, former NFL wide receiver, is a part owner of the Albany Empire of the National Arena League. He's a former Steelers receiver. Take a shot in the dark. Who it is?
Antonio Brown.
Yeah. Oh my God. So he posted on Twitter Saturday night about how he can finally see how important it is to make sure no player is bigger than the team. And he readily admits he felt the exact opposite when he was a player. So now that he's an owner, he's admitting that he did
whatever.
I don't buy it. I'm sorry, I don't believe a word of it.
Whatever.
Because I remember hearing a bunch of this stuff, and I'm just like, dude, I'm sorry, I don't buy it, dude. He was apologizing for all of this stuff. He's blaming his issues on other players now because of a hit he took back in 2015. So it's not his fault. It's still none of the stuff that he has done is his fault. It's always somebody else's. Yeah, I don't believe a word of it. It's just funny that he's going to be a co. I can't believe somebody wanted to be a co-owner with him, to be honest.
Right. Right. Yep.
So
I
the
hear you,
Arena
brother.
League plans to emphasize the highlights of regular football with extra attention on entertainment. Oh Jesus. Um, each team will have 6 players who play both offense and defense on a 50-yard field. There will be a quick play clock, and helmets are equipped with microphones so fans can hear all communication. Expect a high jumping player to sometimes leap over the walls, hockey boards with padding when making a catch. Don't like the ref? They can be ousted from future games via fan voting. Could you imagine if the NFL had a rule like that?
Yeah,
They'd,
that wouldn't work. That would not
I know
work.
they'd have
That
no
wouldn't
refs.
work. That would be no
They'd have
refs.
no refs whatsoever.
They're gonna have to throw that rule out, man. That's ridiculous. The guy's
I
just
don't.
doing his job. He's just doing his job.
I don't see that. I think it'll be interesting to see how it works, but
Mhm.
that rule's never going to hold up. There's no
No,
way any league
no,
would be able to
no,
hold up.
no.
And I get Tim Brown being he probably had some like, hey, we should do this rule because you guys know how the NFL and refs are type thing. I just it's just funny.
Well,
Like,
hell, he experienced who is it? Brady with the tuck rule.
yeah,
He was part of the Raiders team that got that
yeah,
happened
yeah.
to.
Oh, what else we got? Any? So we also had WrestleMania happened a while back. With
Woo!
news of that, I mean, we saw the bloodline is starting to crumble. It's
So
finally happened.
you want to go with the Saturday,
Yeah, we could start Saturday.
because it was 2 days. Got 80,000 something
They
Saturday,
had
and
like
81,000.
they
They
had
had
like 100
161.
plus
Woo.
thousand fans packed into they don't even get that many for football games.
No, no, man.
Cronky might be like, hey, let's focus on this stuff instead of
Right.
this other stuff that we've been doing because we're
I'm
starting to,
telling
we
you.
know what's more profitable now.
Telling you.
Dude, wrestling fans are way on a whole nother level than it comes to football fans. And football fans are crazy in itself, but man, WrestleMania was just I enjoyed it. I really did.
I
I
did.
can't
I
believe
did too.
that was 39. I had to let that sink in for a moment that there were 30 there's been 39. Next year will be WrestleMania, 40 years of WrestleMania.
Wow.
I got to give it
Wow.
up to Vince because without Vince McMahon, regardless of what he's done in the
Mm-hmm.
past and recently,
Mm-hmm.
without Vince, we wouldn't have had 39 WrestleManias.
Nope.
So we
Nope.
wouldn't have had The
Nope.
Rock or Stone Cold Steve Austin or The Undertaker or Kane or,
Right.
I mean, the list goes on. I mean, those are just the
Right.
ones that I remember watching, but I do remember like the Montreal Screwjob, all these different things. Kurt Angle, the "You Suck" chants. I mean, it was just so much fun watching that. It's
I
way
remember
different.
being in the live audience and doing the chant, "You suck." Dun, dun. Kurt Angle, The Rock, feeling the pop, feeling the electricity.
Yeah,
I mean, I remember The Rock just standing on the ropes, just feeling it. You could feel the
the
energy in the stadium.
Rock versus Hogan 1, Rock versus Hogan 2, Rock
Yeah,
versus Cena 1, Rock
yeah.
versus Cena 2. I mean, I remember Cena first going out there
Uh,
with the
you know,
the, the
and
thugonomics and all that.
John Cena did beat Theory. Okay, he did beat him.
Yes, I
He
know he did.
tapped. He tapped. He tapped down. He tapped out. But you know how
Yeah.
that goes. The ref wakes up and then he
Oh, what happened?
gave
Now,
him
the best thing that I liked was the fact that the bloodline finally started to break apart.
yeah.
They've had this storyline that's been going for a while ever since Sami Zayn joined the bloodline and the whole thing with Kevin Owens and Sami and Kevin Owens go back way back
20
since
something
they
years. 20 something
yeah.
years.
So eventually, Sami turned on Roman Reigns, who was beating the living crap out of him. He turned on him, hit him in the back with a chair. My arm hair raised when I watched that. I hadn't heard the crowd pop like that in a long time watching a wrestling event. And we watched that him get his butt kicked, and he's out there trying to recruit Sami, and eventually KO hugs Sami, and the crowd just goes nuts. And which leads them to their WrestleMania match for the tag team titles.
So
And
how many kicks did Sammy get to the head? I think there must have been
dude,
I mean, I've watched wrestling for a long time. I've never seen anybody take that many kicks. Not one kick, but both of them doing the double kicks across, like pow,
Dude,
pow, over
I mean,
and over again.
it's like watching HBK back in the day, but like 3 of him, because the Usos, as much as I can't stand them, dude, they are on par with those super kicks. Those things, especially when they get the double super kick, that's lethal. I mean, you don't see many that kick out of that, or the one and done. He kicked out of that, but he got 3 of them haluva kicks, and they ended up securing the tag team titles, which was fantastic stuff. That was
Yeah.
probably for storylines with wrestling, that was
Mhm.
one of the best storylines that the WWE has put together in a long time.
Gotta
I
give
don't
it.
know the last time that I shifted more towards AEW,
Mhm.
but that whole storyline pulled me back in so much. Like, I made sure never not to miss anything that happened with that.
But we can't forget the ladies. One of my favorite matches, Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair.
Dude,
I mean, did you see those two ladies? The off the ropes, the flip. Charlotte Flair. I thought Charlotte Flair's nose was broke. I thought,
I
like,
did
oh my
too. Like,
goodness.
I wasn't thrilled that she lost. I was rooting for the Queen all the way. But I give props because that was a hell of a match between those two.
It was, but I knew they were gonna. It's Ripley's time, man. She paid her dues, and
now
you know.
I know there was one that you probably preferred out of all of it was with the Miz getting his ass kicked by Pat McAfee because of a certain, as the Miz says, it was a 2-on-1 match, but come on now.
San Francisco
Can we give a
49ers
shout out to Mr.
baby.
George Kittle?
Kittle, baby.
Dude, Kittle just rocked his ass.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he had to feel like a kid in the candy store because I know I've read him, listened to some of his interviews, and he's a huge wrestling fan. Like, he's come out and stated that when he's done in the NFL, he's going to WWE. Like, that's been one of his dreams.
We got to give it up to Pat, man. Pat can jump off. He can flip. Like, did you see the flips he did off the ropes?
I don't understand it, man. He's just, between him and who's the one that was facing Seth Rollins? God bless him.
Oh, come on, man, Logan.
Logan. Dude, Logan Paul shocked me as well because I didn't expect how well he picked up moves, and he was just able to do. If he went full time in the WWE, he would be a superstar.
He is good. He said, Zeph, let me tell you something. What you've accomplished in 20 years, I did it like in just 1 year. I did, it's my time. And I mean, true.
He got. The one thing I love with Pat though is I love when he's on commentary.
Oh my god, that's probably one of my favorite chants.
The Pat's or Seth Rollins.
Oh my god! Burn it down. Oh,
dude, it's like my character to use in the wrestling games, but I will say that I really enjoy listening to Michael Cole more when Pat McAfee is on, doing the co-hosting with him, because he fires up Michael Cole like I haven't seen in a long time.
Rey Mysterio had to get the belt and whip his son's butt in the middle of the ring.
Hey, you know what? He didn't get in trouble like some other players, some NFL players did in the past.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Dude, but Bad Bunny, man, knocked his ass out.
Yeah, he did. The chain, man. Damn. Oh, my God. He was about to use the chain.
Yeah. Now, you know what I was actually really excited for was the fact that we got to see Lita and Trish Stratus back in the WWE. I was excited for Becky Lynch. I love Becky Lynch. I mean, but her accent is something. Ooh, it's fired up.
That's all right. She makes up for that orange red hair. And
hey, you know what? I'll take
the man. But man, oh my God, Lita, oh my God, Trish.
That just brought back moves. I know it was just all I was missing was the Hardy Boys to show up, because that's what I remembered was back in the day with Lita, it was either Jeff or Matt.
The belts. And they still got the belts. Damage Control did not beat them. They walked out with the belts.
God, I hate Bailey though. She's so that ding dong shit she does, that skit she does right now.
Bailey's from San Jose, California, man. I love me some Bailey.
It's just that ding dong shit she does. God, it irritates me.
I love Dakota. I love me some Dakota Kai. Those kicks when she goes around the ring, those vicious kicks. Let's see, who else did we get?
Seth Rollins defeated Logan Paul with the stomp. I know that had to make him feel good.
Come on, the energy drink. Let's hold on. Let's bring back the energy drink. It was he hold
on. I think this is it. Let me see if
pulled him across the table, and oh my god, and he.
Hold on, I got it right here. I'm not going to use the sound just because I don't want to take a chance.
Right.
We're not going to be able to have it full screen just because I'm on one monitor, so I won't be able to. I don't think I'll be able to do full screen. Actually, I'm not going to be able to share it because I would have to cancel out everything. So
that's okay. That's why we. So basically, Paul has his energy drink. The Prime energy drink.
Yeah.
His buddy Chaos KSI, he was in the costume, and they were getting ready to. Paul was getting ready to jump on top of Zeth on the table, but Zeth jumped off, pulled he was in a bottle costume with his head sticking out, man.
Oh my god, it was fun. Now if you go on Twitter, you can find the clip, but you could literally tell the moment that Seth moves and drags Prime onto the table, Logan Paul's already in the air. Like he sees it coming. And was like, oh shit! Like as he's coming down, it showed his face, and like you're like, oh damn! You could tell he's like, oh, this ain't gonna end well.
Yeah.
And they talked to KSI afterwards, and he's like, dude, I don't even care. I just had a black. You could see that was like fan mode. He was in straight fan mode. He's like, I don't even care. I just had so much fun. I had so much fun being out there. It was a blast. Like he couldn't even stop talking to focus on one thing. He was all over the place.
That's right. That's right.
Street Profits won. They won in a Fatal 4-Way tag match. Dude, I love the Street Profits. Them jumps that Angelo Dawkins is just
all I got to say is that I would not like to see the Viking Raiders in a dark alley, man.
Hell no.
Them boys, them some big boys, man, and they got Valhalla leading the way.
Yeah, I'm not down with that, but
I would never want Otis's like landing on top of me. That big boy.
It ain't even Otis anymore. It's that other guy. There's another guy that's like 3 times bigger than Otis.
I've seen him. I know
this guy is bigger than Otis, but and more agile, and I don't understand it. But if you have not watched wrestling and you have not watched Montez Ford, when he gets on the top rope and does the Frog Splash, holy hell. There's times where I watched them do a Money in the Bank, and I swear to God, I could have seen him just jump from the top rope and catch the thing. And I think he did.
Can we say Brock Lesnar F5 big dude?
Omos. Dude, I never thought I'd see that. Omos he ain't no joke. He's
7'5", folks. He is bigger than Andre the Giant. He's taller than Andre. His hands are like baby. Like my hands would be like baby hands up against his hands, dude. Like
I think they were saying how Omos is 7'3", tall. His true. Let's see.
They said he was 7'5".
A shoe sizes. He's 7'5" or something like that, but his shoe size is 16.
Yeah.
Like, God damn, you talk about a big foot. Woo!
Jesus, that's a kayak. You can swim in them shoes, man.
Dude, I didn't realize he was a former college basketball player. Did he just stand there and just put the ball in?
Pass me the ball. Pass me the ball. I got
it. Dude, can we give a shout out to Snoop Dogg also, because that was
oh my god, what's his name? Your boy, what's his name? Dollar. Here comes the money.
Oh, Shane O'Mac.
Yeah, Shane O'Mac tore his ankle or something, dude.
Yeah, well, let's be real. Trying to do like if I tried to do them moves that he does with trying to do that crossover shit, I'd break my ankles too. That shit looked painful.
But Snoop Dogg, man, he laid out the Miz. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, that and it was pretty funny watching him drop him because I was just like, damn.
Yeah.
The big one was night 2. I think was what's upset a lot of people were pissed with the WWE was
Cody.
the main highlight for it was Cody Rhodes and going up against Roman Reigns, and of course Roman wins, defeats Cody thanks to the help of Solo Sikoa, who I swear to God I'm waiting for him, dude. I'm waiting for him to get his own run because I'm hoping to God if they do, I really hope they push him. I hope that they push him like the Umaga route because God, you watch some of the old footage of Umaga. And then you watch Solo, and it's like it's the same damn thing. Everything. He's got thumb. He's got the feet tape. I mean, some of them. He's just a little quicker than Umaga was at the time. But
I seen him give KO Owens the thumb to the throat, and Owens was throwing up in the middle of the ring. It was disgusting,
dude. Those. I mean that shit's no joke with that stuff. I mean, it was back and forth, and I really think that it should have they should have won. Now I'm assuming you're a fan of the Raw Women's SmackDown or Raw Women's Champion, correct?
Yes, but either way I'd be happy. Because I love my girl too, man. From Japan.
Oh yeah, it was really cool when Bianca Belair came out though with the way she had the intro with them kids out there. That's that had to make their day.
That's right. So they all had the ponytails, man.
Yeah, that had to just be the highlight of their life, and it was really cool to see. Unfortunately for the WWE, the night afterwards, like WrestleMania broke every record possible. The night after, the Monday after, went back to Vince McMahon because we all saw what happened. Cody gets annihilated, and I mean annihilated by Brock Lesnar. Dude, I haven't seen Brock, like I've seen the shift. So Triple H took over creative control, and we started to see this shift slowly and sporadically back towards like the aggressive era, the attitude era. Like I was glad, I was really excited to see that the ruthless aggression era that they were bringing, that Triple H, and I knew Triple H would bring it back. And then we saw what happens when Vince gets a hold of things. And, this week Triple H came out and was like, well, nothing's going to change. The WWE's here to stay. We're doing a draft. It's going to be the biggest draft ever. It's going to change the game. And I love the fact that he used the game in it. So I'm like, are you saying you're going to be wrestling? Is that what you're hinting at here? I don't know. But the reason he's saying that it's not going anywhere is, like a week ago, the WWE was sold by Vince, who, when he came back, said, this is what I was doing. I'm selling the WWE. And by selling it, what he did was he teamed up with the UFC. Their parent company said, hey, we're going to create a brand new company. And we're going to take I'm going to have 51% of control of this. And Vince is going to have 49% control of this. And that's where the WWE is going to go. But it'll also be tied in with the UFC. Right. So I'm like, oh, so Vince is really not going anywhere. Everybody was so thrilled that Triple H was going to be running the show, and he was going to it was going to basically become his thing. He would get to do the storylines and all of this stuff. And then Vince was like, oh, hell no, that ain't how this works. Like literally how his Vince McMahon's intro was always, as grown up, all I remember is no chance in hell. That's like basically what he essentially said. Yep. He's like, there ain't no chance in hell I'm getting rid of, you're taking my baby. No. Now, I will say there is breaking news with the WWE. Logan Paul has renewed his contract because WrestleMania, his contract was up. That was the last of it. And there was speculation he was going to go do something else, back to boxing or something, but he announced that he has renewed his contract. He took to Instagram to post it. So that'll be interesting to see. Because I actually enjoyed watching him. He just brought a different attitude to wrestling. Because he's not he's not a wrestler. Like, he wasn't just brought up through the ranks of the WWE. He was an outsider. He's a freaking a YouTuber, basically, whatever you want to call it, that got in and just showed like, hey, I can do this.
Yeah.
And and stepped it up, and God bless him, man. He took Roman Reigns to town. Like, I was rooting for him when he was going up for the title. I honestly thought he was going to win.
And did you see how he came to the ring, on the hook, on the skyline?
Oh my God, dude. Not that I would wanted to do that, but still, that looked badass.
Well, they got a lot of safety precautions now.
Yeah. I mean, it ain't the days where you're seeing, like, people get thrown into dumpsters and then lit on fire type stuff, like with Kane and The Undertaker back in the day.
Exactly.
What I'm hoping for is, I don't know if how much you watch NXT, but I'm really hoping to see Braun Breaker make it to the big leagues. Come on, dude.
He's Rick Steiner's son. That's Rick Steiner's boy.
He's such a badass, though, too.
Yeah. Dog face gremlin. Yeah, he's great. He'll be up there. And then I got another one I'm going to throw at you. The Rock's daughter. Look out for The Rock's daughter.
Yeah, because she's on NXT as well.
Mm-hmm.
And Matt Riddle came back, so we've got Riddle back, which he's so fucking annoying, but it's good to see him working with Zayn and with Sammy, with the to go after the bloodline.
They're coming after the bloodline.
Yep, that is it. I'm waiting. I really want to see Orton come back. Damn it. I was growing up. I was a Stone Cold fan, and I was Randy Orton fan. I was a big Randy Orton fan growing up, and I miss those because I remember like with Stone Cold. I remember, God, there were so many things that I wish they could do on TV now with WWE that they there's no way in hell. No way they can do that. Stone Cold breaking into a hospital and beating Vince with a bedpan.
yeah. I mean,
let's see.
Puppies.
Randy. Yeah, the puppies with Jerry and JR. Let's see, what was it? Randy Orton breaking into Triple H's house. Triple H breaking into Randy's house. I mean, dude, there was just so many things.
When Brian Pillman. Hey, what's going on, Crow?
Yeah, Crow.
When Flying Brian, when Stone Cold Steve Austin broke into Pillman's house and Pillman pull out a gun.
Yeah,
they could not do that. They couldn't do that. Yeah, they couldn't do that now.
Hell no.
They could do that now, man. I was like, did I just see that? Did Brian Pillman shoot Stone Cold? What? But yeah.
But they made it look. But the thing is, back then they made things look so real. Like, you didn't think it was staged. All of it looked so realistic compared. And I'm not saying knocking today's wrestling, but there's a difference between the WWF and the World Wrestling Entertainment. Because like I said, I remember watching like Kane and Shane McMahon. They had some hellacious battles back and forth back in the day.
Oh my God. When I seen Kane, when he went into the middle of the ring and he dropped his arms, you could feel the fire from the ring that would shoot up from the post. You could feel that heat. Oh my God. It was
it was crazy. I mean, there was amazing. I remember I loved watching Goldberg. I remember watching when Goldberg came the first time. I remember watching Scott Steiner, Big Papa Pump.
Dude, I'll tell you, I tried to get a Goldberg tattooed, and the guy was drunk, and he messed up the tattoo. So what you want? I want a Goldberg tattoo, and the guy was like, I could do that, and he totally messed it up, man.
But even back in the day, you remember like the Divas. The WWE, the Divas was on a whole nother level compared to nowadays. You had Stacy Keibler, you had Trish Stratus, Lita. When Stacy just got inducted into the Hall of Fame, the WWE Hall of Fame.
Yes.
You know what? The sad thing is she didn't look like she aged at all. I'm looking at myself. I looked at her walking out there, and then I look at myself. I'm like, the fuck
Nope.
is going on here with
No,
the
but
like?
I
This
do
ain't
follow
fair.
her on Instagram. I follow her on Instagram. They work her, Tori Wilson. They actually
Tori's looks the same too.
work out.
But
These
but
girls
even
work out.
Trish does as well. Like they
Yeah.
all stay in shape. The only one, Michelle McCool, she got to join a while back, but then again, I mean she's stayed in shape. But
they're bringing. I heard rumors they're bringing Maria Evans. She was one of the. She's got the red. She used to have the Kool-Aid red hair.
Yep.
Eva, I think Eva something. But they're talking
can't
about
remember.
bringing her back.
I
She was
remember.
actually trending on Twitter today.
I remember like who was Mickey James back, when she was there. There were so many good wrestlers, not just the men. The women's division was fantastic back then
Right.
too. There was just, I mean, they had battles. I mean, I remember Trish Stratus battles back and forth, Lita's battles. I mean, they set the bar with like the tables matches, not counting, Christian and
the
Edge.
bra and panty matches. You will not. They will
Hell
not see
no,
that.
you will never. Well, you
Not
might in
see
the
that.
video games. You know what? Even in the video games, you don't see.
They don't even see that no more. Yeah.
That's legit PlayStation 2 era.
Yeah, it was.
So somebody on Wrestle Tracker posted about 15 hours ago, that saying, "Did you notice WWE subtly planted the seeds for Damage Control betrayal on Raw?" And I think it's because is it Io Sky? Is that the one that won the opportunity? And I kind of could see that because Bayley wants the spotlight on her. She don't want to share the spotlight as much as she does. What shocked me is I'm watching Raw last night, and then Trish just out of nowhere beats the crap out of Becky Lynch.
Yep.
Now, part of me is just baffled, like, why, Trish? But I remember when she was a heel back then, and I just watched her do a chick kick, and I'm like, damn, she still got it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I look at it, I'm like, all right, I'm excited because that means that she ain't going nowhere. Because she did a while back say she was going to come out of retirement, and I'm like,
and she looks good. She looked good. They were rolling. She was taking bumps. She was doing her thing.
I mean, I get the instability that they were having because she was filling in. They didn't have the chemistry that Becky and Lita had. But I'm just like watching her. She's like pulling Becky's hair, getting down to her face. I'm like, this is like the 90s all over again. I'm like a kid watching this.
Yeah.
I'm like getting to see. Now all I need is Randy Orton to come back. I need Batista to show up and give me give me Ted DiBiase Jr. while you're at it. Life will be complete.
Right.
Just that's the only one. That's another one I would love to see. I remember like everyone's like, oh, it's all about Cody Rhodes. The American Nightmare. I'm like, bro, I remember when it was Dashing Cody Rhodes. Remember? But I remember when Cody Rhodes first came up because he was with Ted DiBiase Jr. and Randy Orton.
Mm-hmm. Evolution.
Or no, it wasn't Evolution. It was I don't remember whatever Randy's faction was called after the days of Evolution. But you had that one. But even Kurt Angle had his little faction with oh damn it, I can't think the Gold Standard.
Chad, Shelton Benjamin,
and Shelton Benjamin.
Cable.
Or one of them. Yeah, but Shelton Benjamin's a good wrestler, like in real life, because he was
him and Brock went to Minnesota.
Yeah,
they both went to Minnesota wrestling.
Yeah, Minnesota put out some good wrestlers.
That's right. Didn't you wrestle out of Minnesota? No.
I didn't wrestle. I didn't wrestle. But hey, and look, I mean, I'm a fan of. I'm not so much a fan of Sheamus, but I do like. The Scottish.
Come on, Drew McIntyre. Come on, man. That's my character.
I'm going through so many wrestlers, and I'm like,
Gunther won the Intercontinental belt, man.
Bro,
did you see him pick him up?
I know, but did you see the chops? Like, God, Gunther. I mean, he was just bleed. He was busted open, and not from like a headbutt or something. His chest was busted open from the amount of chops he was taking from both Sheamus and Drew. Like every time, and they would the crowd would go silent, and they would
Right.
quiet everything just so you could hear how loud some of those were. And I thought Ric Flair had vicious chops, but Jesus, I think that Drew McIntyre could give him a run for his money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then again, I love that, Drew, when he was talking about coming up through the ranks, and he's bringing up all his old, when he was the chosen one by
I remember that
by Vince McMahon.
Yeah. Now it's Theory. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Theory's the chosen one. Yeah. Well, then again, look at Sheamus. Remember, Sheamus had another nickname back in the day handed to him by John Cena, the human jar of mayonnaise.
Well, that boy, dude. That boy was powdered white, man.
When he first entered, he was pale as a ghost. I mean, he still kind of is, but I mean, he wasn't as bad.
Yeah. Good Lord.
Then you had oh god, there were so many good wrestlers there. You had I remember watching Taz in the ECW days.
Dude, we could go on and on.
Oh, I know. We could literally have a whole show dedicated to
go
wrestling. I mean, not that it would be a bad thing if we did, No.
I grew up through ECW.
One of the things that I loved, I had respect for Ray, was when he brought back the LWO. Because you remember who started that, right?
Latino, Eddie.
Latino Order. There was a thing on Twitter somebody posted.
Snoop Doggy Dogg drove Rey Mysterio out, in one of the really nice cars, drove him out. Oh my God, that was awesome. Yeah,
there was a picture of Eddie rocking the LWO shirt.
I steal. I lied, cheat.
And everybody's like, "Oh, look, there goes Dominic Mysterio cheating again." I'm like, y'all realize that's what he saw growing up, right?
Right, and he can do that.
Him and his Uncle Eddie and his dad. That's literally what they did to win at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the thing back then.
That hurt. He says Eddie should have been my father. I wanted to tell that to Rey Mysterio.
I felt bad for that one.
Eddie should have been my father. Wow.
Yeah. There was another thing I was watching and it was like they were talking about how by late back in the day with Monday Night Raw during the late 90s, it was basically, it wasn't Monday Night Raw. It was, what can Stone Cold drive next? Because there was an episode that aired back in October of '98 where Stone Cold was driving a cement truck and dumped poured cement into Vincent McMahon's Corvette.
No, it was a Corvette. It was a Corvette.
Yeah, it was a Corvette. I was like, watching that, I'm like, dude, because you just watching it pour in there. You watch the windows bust out. I'm like, oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
Because there was just so many shenanigans and things. I'm just like, I grew up. I love that. I missed that part of wrestling. I liked that Triple H was bringing that back slowly, and unfortunately, it didn't last. So because Vince was like, "No, we ain't doing that again. I ain't going down that route, getting sprayed with beer, having my Corvette's busted out with all that shit again. We ain't doing that. I don't want to get beat up in a hospital again." Oh, look at that. We've essentially run out of time.
We did.
Most of it was wrestling, but hey, we got news. We've got, this was more of a laid back fun one.
Guys, we got the draft coming up soon, which is going to be great. You're going to.
And I know Sportscast will be hosting a draft party where they'll be inviting everybody. I should be able to go. I think Ray might be able to. I have to get details on it and everything. It'll just determine if I'm not commuting back and forth, but 800 miles to Virginia or back again. But guys, thank you everybody that tuned in. We definitely appreciate it. We will keep you all posted on when the next show will be. I don't think it'll be next week, but we'll see. We got USFL this weekend. So it's right, 15th. Yeah. USFL opening season is this weekend. So if we're back next week, we will be talking USFL football and what our thoughts are on the year 2 of the USFL. Crazy.
That's right.
So, all right, guys, we are out of here. We will see y'all next time.
All right.
See ya.
See ya.